Well, hello everyone. It's the 25th of January and I'm sitting in the van, as you can see, and we're about 14 hours out from Cyclone Kirrily crossing directly overhead. So we're currently at home in Townsville, and the cyclone's due in, like I said, in about 14 hours time. So how do you prepare a van for a cyclone? Well, I don't really know, so it's learning by trial and error, I guess. Hopefully not error. Ideally, the best way to prepare for a cyclone in your caravan would be to hightail it out of here. And that was certainly an option which we were originally considering, pretty much just going northwest somewhere and sitting it out for a couple of days. However, now that it's only going to be a category 2, and secondly, and probably mostly really, is we have elderly parents here in Townsville. So for those reasons we've decided to stay here, and one of our mums will be coming to stay with us while we're sitting out the cyclone. They're due over shortly, or she's due over shortly. My mum is in a nursing home and is not able to really to be moved, so she'll be pretty safe where she is, but we're staying here in the cyclone. So what do we do to prepare our van for a category 2 cyclone? Well, first off, we've moved it to our house to use our house as a form of protection. Our van was parked out on family members' blocks out at Bluewater, but we quickly moved it from there because the Bluewater Creek can flood and our van would end up underwater and become a boat. So we've moved it home here. And we've moved it as close as we can to the house with the purpose of using the house as protection for the van from the wind, depending of course on which direction the wind blows. We did go through Cyclone Yassi back in 2011, and the wind basically came from the direction of the house. But that cyclone was north of us and this one will be going over the top, so very well we could be getting wind from all different directions. As you can see in our garage, it's full of junk, so we've moved everything from around our yard, all the pot plants and chairs and barbecues and everything's all in here. So the preparations we've done for the van, apart from just using the house as a windbreak, was to lower the van onto the bump stops. So the van is as low as it'll go. Down on the bump stops, we've got the air suspension, so it's on bump stops. We've got all the stabilisers down and keeping the van as low as we possibly can to keep it as stable as we possibly can. We do have it hooked up to power, and the reason we still have it on power is to keep the batteries charged, mainly because last time we had a cyclone we lost power here for 3 days, so we want to use the van as our backup refrigerator with the batteries and need to keep the batteries charged. I've used the 100 mile an hour tape to tape up the power cord to protect that as much as we can. Hopefully it'll still be there. So 100 mile an hour tape, that's 160 kilometres an hour, which is what the wind gusts are expected to be. So we'll see if it is as good as they say it is. At the front of the van we have taped up all the electricals. I don't have a hitch cover itself, so I've taped up all the electricals with 100 mile an hour tape, covered them to protect them. Stuck them down, zip tied them all to the frame of the van, zip tied the chains, etc. to keep everything from swinging around and bouncing around, keep it all stable. I did consider removing the stone guard, but figured that the wind will mostly blow through the stone guard. It is designed to drive the highways, and besides that it'll add a bit of protection if something is to blow up and hit the front of the van. And that's really about all we've done to it. Probably one of my main concerns will be this thing here, protecting the front window. I don't know how I can stabilise that. I don't think sticking a bit of tape on it's going to do any good, so that'll just be a risky area and hopefully it'll still be okay. So the cyclone is expected to cross the coast between about midnight and 5 a.m. in the morning. So obviously I won't be able to film then, but as soon as I get a bit of light I'll be out filming and we'll show you how well the van is coping with the wind. Hopefully the van will still be here tomorrow morning when I get up to show you that. But anyway, time will tell. But we'll show you a bit more as the cyclone crosses and we get a bit of light to film in. Well, it's now at Cat 3. Expected to be here in 9 hours. We've got sunshine and hardly a breeze, but oh well, it'll be very different. By 9 p.m, which is in 6 hours' time, we'll be within the destructive wind range. So it's going to change a lot in the next 6 hours. It's now 5:45. The winds are starting to pick up now, but still not anything significant. Went through Yasi back in 2011, and this is nothing on Yasi, but by 7 p.m, they're saying the destructive winds will have reached this area, and by 9 p.m, the very destructive winds will be here. So we've still got a couple of hours to go, but it's certainly a small cyclone, but perhaps as it gets closer, we'll really start to feel that strong wind. Probably can't see it, but that tree up there is just split in half, and half it's gone down. And it's not even a lot of wind really. They're not great trees for cyclones. That tree there is going to come down soon. Well, it's the next morning and we survived well. A few trees come down at the back. Well, not trees, actually just the top of the trees. At the back we lost the top of our tree. I just see on the neighbourhood. Ow, I'm walking around getting bitten by green ants. I've obviously been blown off the trees. So Caravan survived fine, no problems at all. I see on the Facebook page that a few fences and a few trees are down, but it looks like Townsville's done alright out of it. A few family members have got trees down, but no significant damage. So, but anyway, the van went through it quite well. In fact, I think that the time that we spent up at the Snowy Mountains was worse than what it was last night. You can see that one of our previous episodes if you want to have a look. But yeah, that was a long night of sustained high winds. When there was destructive winds there. 100-mile-an-hour tape worked, although it was on the van side that wasn't getting much wind. Well, we're cleaning up now after it's all finished. Everything went well last night, as I may have said previously. Probably the main thing with last night, it was depending on the wind direction as to how well the Caravan went. And because the wind was coming from this direction, the Caravan did have a fair bit of windbreak there between the car and the bushes and partly the house, so that probably kept the force of the wind against the van down. So all in all it went well. I did do some recording from inside the van on time-lapse, which I'll put on now. But as you can see, there was very little movement from inside the van. It really didn't rock around very much. It was well protected, I guess. And not a lot of noise because it just wasn't a really loud wind rush noise from the cyclone. So anyway, We didn't know what preparations to make, as I said at the start, but what we did worked well and everything was all right. So that's good news. Now it's all over and the van is back to its normal location.